All right, welcome into the Daily Fix. Welcome all. We appreciate having you here. I am Ron Hughley, host of the Daily Fix, and you see there in the small box that is Steve Serta in the rightful spot where he belongs. He's on the ride with us as always. And remember, the Daily Fix is brought to you by Foolish Club Media. And hey, man, I saw we kind of had an upkick in people listening. Please share with everybody and let everybody know we appreciate that. And first, as I do every day, I want to thank you, however you're taking us in. If you're taking us in on Twitter, we appreciate that. If you're taking us in on YouTube, we also appreciate that. But the thing I need you to do right now is go to our YouTube page and please like and subscribe at Foolish Club Media. All right, please do that. Like and subscribe at Foolish Club Media. If you do not, my 3 children are going to be unable to eat. That is just real, so no pressure. Please go and help us out by liking and subscribing. Foolish Club Media. I'm not going to hold you long as we do every day. Coming up, happy birthday to a young lady. I mean, you know, when you take on the Betty Whites, the Dorothy Spornecks, I mean, good heavens to Betsy. So we'll get to her. Also, any NFL team would be a fool to hire this guy in the next coaching cycle. We'll get to that. But I want to start here, and I want to admit this, Steve, and I don't know why I am here, and I'm still here. I have PTSD with the Bengals, and I don't know how many Chiefs fans do. Like, honest to God, I do not have like real major. Like, I think fear is healthy, and I think as a sports fan, fear is real, right? Like I sometimes, as a Royals fan, wake up in cold sweats with the thought of Madison Bumgarner walking out of a of a bullpen gate. There are some I still can see Carmelo Anthony and Hakeem Warwick beating Kansas. Like, I think fear is a real thing, and like fear, I don't get it from Josh Allen. I feel incredibly comfortable when the Chiefs played Baltimore. I don't get it, and I know the Chiefs are going to travel up to Santa Clara to play the Niners. I don't get it there, and I think those are great teams. There is not a soul in the division that I have any concerns or fears with. But the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow, obviously, they've faced each other 4 times, and the Chiefs are now 5 times. But really, with Burrow 4 times, and the Chiefs and the Bengals are 3-1 against the Chiefs. I feel like this is something I need to get over, Steve, but I can't help it. Like, when I see the Bengals, even though I watched them, and we'll talk about it throughout the week, just lose an awful game they can't lose. 16-10 to the Patriots. You just can't lose it. And I don't even think T. Higgins is going to play in this game. But for some reason, I cannot. I see them stupid orange uniforms. They've been terrible my entire life. They've been awful to basically Marvin Lewis, not going to win a big game. But they get me. They get me, Steve. And I have got to break this Bengals PTSD that I have. I can't help it. They scare me. Joe scares me.
I understand it. But
do you have it? Do you have it, Steve?
No, not at all. Because I think they've already exercised that Bengals demon. And they did it on their way to another Super Bowl win. Like, They've already gotten past that in a crucial moment in the NFL postseason. So I don't think it's like that anymore. And maybe it's different last season if Burrow doesn't go down and they don't have to play Jake Browning late in the regular season. But Joe Burrow does not look good. And all of the training camp reports and everything, if you're paying attention to it for fantasy or whatever, like leading up to the regular season, was like, the way they're managing his wrist injury and the way he's trying to come back from that, it's like he only throws on certain days of the week and they don't want to like overextend him. And then he's walking around during the game against the Patriots, like clenching his wrist and making
could squeeze a water bottle.
Yeah. Like it's still bothering him. Like, I'm not worried about the Bengals at all if that's how Joe Burrow's playing right now, because I'm not sure he's totally healthy just yet. And also, I think their defense is bad. Like, they don't have the same kinds of players that they've had over the last few years with Lou Anarumo as their defensive coordinator. And I just don't think they have the personnel to match up with the Chiefs. Like I just think that there was so much hype around the Bengals coming in. Like Burrow's back. They're gonna be a Super Bowl contender again.
I believe it.
And I was sitting here like, I just don't see it. Like I'm trying to find ways to convince myself of that, and I just don't see it with the Bengals this season.
I maybe Sunday exercises those demons in the Chiefs, but like that AFC Championship game where the demons were exercised for you, I held my breath the entire game. I think
it was still a very close game.
Yes, I held my breath the entire game. Like I felt like Chris Jones had to be a hero, but like Patrick Mahomes had to play out of his ass on one leg. Like, we had to count on MVS. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. And you're right. And we can obviously talk more about that as the week moves on. But I don't know, man. I still got Bengals PTSD. I still get nervous when I see those stupid colors. All right. This was a report that came out, Steve, that Bill Belichick wants to coach next year, and he's reportedly being choosy. Bill Belichick.
You can say that when you get a single interview this past
Come on, man. No, he thought he had that Falcons job locked up, but old sleeping in the coffin. Arthur Blank said, hell no, man. Let me go in a different direction. I'm sorry, man. I think Bill is arguably the greatest coach to ever do it. And I think Andy is on the hunt and on his tail. And I don't think Andy has to win 6 Super Bowls to catch him. I think there's going to be a strong argument if Andy wins this one 3 in a row with everything he's done with all the different quarterbacks and different teams and different type of players that he's had, that he will surpass him. But in this year of 2024, Steve, you're a fool if you hire Bill Belichick. I mean, you're a fool. Like, first off, his style of things, and I just don't believe at 70 whatever years old he is that he is going to sit out a year and just flip the switch and change himself and be a modern coach now and come up here and all of a sudden sit the year out and become Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. No, man. He is going to be who he is. And this is a guy who drafted a quarterback at 15 and said, yeah, first year, Pro Bowl level, led us to the playoffs. We lose our offensive coordinator. I know exactly what to do. Let me go get Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator and a failed head coach in Detroit. And when he left immediately, they're Super Bowl contenders within 2 years. And then let me bring in Joe Judge, a failed special teams coach who is a bad head coach with the Giants, to ruin Mac Jones. And now Mac Jones is taking pictures in front of white fast cars in Jacksonville as a backup. Like, it's over. His stick doesn't work anymore in 2024. Like, I don't trust him. Only thing I trust him to do is coach the defensive staff, to be a defensive coordinator. And I don't want him to pick the players. Like, I don't trust him. And, dude, he needs to shut it down because it's just over. When he has just made some lethal decisions in the last 5 years, that's just like, he can't be in charge of my team. I can't do that.
Well, I don't know why you absolutely ran over Mac Jones. I don't think he
is, man.
Go
look it up. Max Jones is posing in his Jacksonville uniform in front of some white sports car. That's what the hell with stupid sunglasses. He looked like the 2024 version of Marty McFly or something in a Jags jersey.
I do agree that that's when we knew it was over for Belichick. And all of his coaches and his coaching tree, like all of the players and people, because most of them fail except for like Mike Vrabel, like everybody was just like, yeah, that guy sucks. Like everyone.
Mike Vrabel and Bill O'Brien have been his 2 success stories.
Yeah, like and nobody gets along with them. Like Mike Vrabel was just ran out of Tennessee because nobody in the organization got along with him. Like you could tell it was over, and Belichick is still operating under the assumption that I can make anyone great because I am a great coach. I think he can still do that on the defensive side of the ball, but he has no idea how to run offense. And without Tom Brady running that thing, it just doesn't work. You can only win so many games and finish, hovering around 500 because of the defense. It just doesn't work anymore. And I don't think his coaching style works anymore. I think he needs to take a note from Nick Saban and just be like, maybe it's passed me by now. Maybe it's over. Or Harbaugh in his first game as the Chargers head coach. Everybody loves Jim Harbaugh. Like, despite all of the things that he's been criticized of over the years, everybody loves him as a coach and buys into him. I don't think that you can get modern day NFL players to totally buy in or even totally respect Bill Belichick in his coaching style anymore.
I think that's the big thing with Bill. It's the coaching style, right? Like he can't do what the hell he's wanted to do. And the reason why he's been able to do it is, hey, I've had this thing humming. I've got Tom Brady, who will just take a cussing out like anybody, no star player ever will outside of Tim Duncan, and I'll roll out my 6 Super Bowl rings, so follow me. Well, that wears off, and people aren't just going to roll with you anymore, especially the new crop of players. Now, they don't give a damn about your little Super Bowls, all right? Like, they're talking about he'd be a perfect replacement in Dallas if that doesn't work out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's going to work with Dak. Dak's the highest paid player in the history of sport. He's going to tell you to go to hell. All right, last but not least, I want to say happy birthday. Look at Sister Jean. Sister Jean is 105 years old. Do you remember the star that she became at Loyola Chicago when they made the Final Four and she became the star? She was in that wheelchair then, and she is still rolling strong at 105 years old. And a couple of things. I hope she's happy at 105. She does look like she's happy right there in that photo. She looks like
amazing.
She's having
amazing for 105.
She does look amazing. She looks like she's having a blast. But damn, I'm just thinking, Steve, we were working together before the midday show. And when we got introduced to Jean, and she was, obviously pushing well into her 90s. And she's just here still cooking eggs and bacon and doing her thing. And it's just like, good God. Another one. We're thinking, dang, man, James Earl Jones lived a long life. She's 12 years older than James Earl Jones, who just died at 93 years old. Good God, man.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Well, I call him King Jaffe Joffa, but whatever. 2 Americas. Some people look at him as Darth Vader. Some people look at him. By the way, that is the 2 Americas. James Earl Jones. What do you think of? King Jaffe Joffa? Black people, white people. Darth Vader. In the middle, Mustafa. Oh yeah, everybody can come to him as Simba's dad. Happy birthday, Sister Jean. I hope you get to 107. Hell, why not stop there? Get to 110. Go ahead and do that thing, Jean. How about that? My goodness. Hi, Mom and Courtney.